Into this amazing video. It is proudly sponsored by Amino Apps. Now you guys may remember that a couple of months ago we teamed up with Amino to actually discuss the Spider-Man section on this app, which was absolutely insane, and today they are bringing it back with something even better, and that is introducing the all-new Amino Stories. Now what you guys see in the background in this app in general is the fact that it is purely genius. Everything is great and super fun. You have like Marvel Avengers stuff, etc. But on the story mode, that is where things get really fun. So over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be posting on that story. You guys can search me by searching SuperRebel. You see in the background how to do this by going to users and then typing in my name. And when you make your own stories, there's just a ton of options in terms of editing, adding super badass music to it, whatever you're showing, and all around just being completely badass. So like I said, over the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be featuring some exclusive stuff over there where when you guys interact with me over on Amino Apps through my stories, every single one of you will receive a shout out in the upcoming videos. So go ahead, visit the link in the description below. Amino Apps is where it is. If you don't have it on your phone, you are missing out. So visit the link in the description and I will see you over there. What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So as also promised, everyone that did follow me on Amino, you can now see on screen, but we have a brand new story up. So if you go ahead and go to my profile, follow me and reply to the story, I will be handpicking people to give a shout out on in the next video. So if you don't follow me already, check it out. But in this video we have some very interesting topics to talk about, as we always do, but this one is something we have all been waiting to know, and whether or not we, I guess, take this as a pinch of salt or not is, I guess, something you have to decide on your own. But it is about the beta for the game. So the beta release date has been leaked, and whether or not this is true or not, it feels like it is ages away. Now I have no idea where this rumor started, but I've seen multiple comments and topics on this now stating that the beta for this game will actually be released in March, of course, 2020. Now in terms of the beta, we know that access will be accessible to everyone, so whether or not you got a PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, Google Stadia, everyone is going to have access, of course, to this beta. But that being said, we know that PlayStation owners will have exclusive, content. Now, on that side of things, whether or not it's going to allow PlayStation owners to access this early, no one has no idea. But that now leads us to the next point on whether or not this March release date is actually for, just all consoles or the people that do have PlayStation. Now, realistically speaking, March is super close to the release date, being of course May 2020, but at the same time it definitely does give us that taste that is then meant to turn everyone into a super fan and hype mode, and then naturally you wait for the release, everything in the beta is meant to be great and you want to go ahead and purchase the game. Now what we will be seeing in this beta is unknown as of yet, so nothing as far as I'm aware has officially been said by the developers in the sense of whether or not the beta is going to have a bit of a story in the game, whatever it may be. Naturally, I'm assuming the gameplay that will be released this month, of course, from Gamescom, also being the same footage that we have been seeing leaked multiple of times, is officially going to be released. So I'm assuming we're going to go ahead and throw that mission into the beta, just again being a kind of basic taste to the game. Now what I am expecting them to show is a lot of co-op. So the whole sort of dev side team and stuff really seem to be bragging about the co-op side of things, and that if this is going to be a game you want to keep playing for ages and ages. So I have a feeling that it might either have a lot of co-op content in there, or flat out it could just be one big online beta. But either way, March 2020, do you guys think that is realistic, or do you think just flat out that is not going to happen? Again, we have to take into consideration how long the beta will also last for, which typically can be a week or it could be 2 weeks. Alright, it really does depend on what the developers do, because they can initially release it for a week, but then they can actually go ahead and say, you know what, we want to extend this beta, for instance, to a week and a half or 2 weeks. But it's very important to also not, get out of your head that PlayStation people are going to be, I guess, open to all the perks on this. So it could be a situation where everyone that doesn't have a PlayStation 4, so if you have an Xbox One, you have a PC, Google Stadia, whatever console you're on, that of course will have this game. It could be a situation that we get the game, well, the beta for a week, but if you have a PlayStation, you then have the beta for 2 weeks. Again, it'd be crazy if that was an actual situation, but it has been done before if it's an exclusive kind of deal between Square Enix, Crystal Dynamics and Sony. Whatever deal was in place already for them to even go ahead and of course have exclusive content for these owners and consumers, I guess, then anything is possible. But I want you guys to get in the comment section below, do you want to wait till March 2020, which of course is not something you really would say yes to, but is it a realistic time frame or is it not? I want you guys to get in the comment section below and let me know what you think. Now, in the last video we were talking about enemies and villains in the game who can essentially be the main villain. Okay, we saw of course Taskmaster, Abomination, and then I asked you guys to go ahead and leave your topics on ones that you really want to see be the main villain. And it's safe to say that Doctor Strange was right on the top of the list. It was definitely by far the most realistic one to be the main villain, but then also I saw on Reddit there was a post by one of you guys. Again, I'll link this in the description below, but he says, I know there is not much action at the moment in terms of news, but here is a skin I would love to see if Doctor Strange was added, and of course it is this one. Now, this would be really good because there's also been a little topic that after you complete the game, could there be a situation where all the villains that you beat you can actually go ahead and play as? So just like we had topics before in the past of like a Hulk mode where you have to be Hulk, you have X amounts of seconds, whether that be a minute, 120 seconds, whatever it may be, and either you have to do, as much destruction as possible, or save as many things as possible, whatever it is. The whole point is, that's the Hulk mode. You can also be the people trying to take down Hulk. So it could be a situation, let's go back to the Hulk mode, because there could be a Hulk mode where you're Hulk, you have to take out all the bad guys, and then vice versa, you could be someone like Doctor Strange, and then you take out Hulk. It'll be like, I guess, the good side mode and the bad side mode. Again, there's going to be multiple different characters in this game. It's going to consistently be added, so I'm assuming that list is naturally only going to get bigger, but what villains get added into the game is very important. I think something that would be really good in terms of if it was an option you can play as a villain would definitely be like the scene we've already seen. You complete the game, you can be Hulk or Abomination, and you can literally have, that fight on both ends. I think that would be a really good thing, and it would definitely engage you to go ahead and specifically replay that mission just to kind of get both feels on the side. It's something different, it's something that would definitely be a ton of fun. Now, another topic that is very key and still seems to be going on is whether or not Black Panther will of course be in the game. Now, when you look back on all the trailers, and I think it was a main trailer, we see of course Black Widow fighting multiple enemies, and there were loads of situations where some people thought it would actually be Black Widow fighting, for example, Black Panther, which actually wasn't a situation, but it was another one which you guys see on screen now, which, to clarify, I guess to just confirm it all, is definitely an Adaptoid or a Super Adaptoid. It's either one of the two. I want you guys to leave your thoughts on that in the comment section below, but these are naturally just going to be the main kind of common enemies in the game. I did see comments saying they're kind of shapeshifters, or at least they can replicate hero powers as well, which is interesting to know, as of course you see in this scene with Black Widow. They got different powers. All the game players, all the characters in the game will have their unique powers, so whether or not these get duplicated again, and difficulties, all of that, it definitely does tie into that same type of topic. But that is all we have to talk about in today's video. So to recap, the beta, okay, rumored is to be March 2020. Is it going to be 2 weeks, 1 week? No one actually knows. If you have a PlayStation, you may well just be super lucky, get the beta 2 weeks before, or of course 2 weeks longer. Is there going to be Doctor Strange being the main villain? Is there going to be Doctor Strange in the game where you can actually play as? Is there going to be a villain mode and a Hulk mode? And of course, is Black Panther actually going to be a thing in the game in the terms of when the game, is released? Or is it going to be something way after the game's been released and essentially added into the game at a much later date. You also have to take into consideration that they did say each character they will be adding will also contain a new story, a whole, like, it's going to have a few more levels, alright, in terms of what you can do. It's not just going to be a situation where they throw in a character every month, which could be a situation, but majority of the ones they are going to put in are going to have their own unique story. So it's not just going to be a skin or a character you're going to be getting, it literally is going to be a miniature story on that. So more missions, more things to tackle, whether it be random events as well. What that is, no one knows, but hopefully at Gamescom, when they've released the official gameplay, we will see that alongside a whole lot more information and definitely new gameplay that we haven't seen, because now would be a good time to show that. But again, you guys get in the comment section below. That's going to wrap up this video here. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Do not forget to follow me on Amino Apps as well. We do have a new story on there. But I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, as always, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day. And until the next one, adios amigo.